guys, and welcome into another music reaction. Today we are of course back with Miss Lana Del Rey, the woman that has completely taken over my entire personality to an annoying fault. I have a playlist that I add to each time I do one of these reaction videos where I add more Lana. The playlist is called My Lana Journey, and that is all I listen to at all times. Looking at this track list, I actually don't think I know any songs on this album at all, which is exciting. But I am gonna go ahead and claim a song. Let's see, we have Honeymoon, music to watch boys to is a very fun title, and if it's going the way I think it's gonna go, it's a fun concept too. God knows I skipped Terrence Loves You. Who in the world is Terrence? High by the Beach, Freak, Art Deco, Burnt Norton, Religion, Salvatore, The Blackest Day, 24, Swan Song, and Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. Salvatore just makes me think of Vampire Diaries. The Blackest Day makes me think of Black Beauty. I wonder if the themes are at all interconnected between those two songs, or if it's going to be completely different from one another. Religion, that's like a very bold song title, so I'm very intrigued about what that song is gonna be telling us, what story is going to be told in that, because there are a lot of stories within just that one word that could be told, especially given all of the religious references we've had in her discography so far. And I think also sometimes her references to points in her life where her religion and her faith faltered. I wonder where she's at in her religious journey at this point in her life. I don't know. I'm very excited. Maybe I'll go ahead and claim Religion because I seem to be really intrigued by it. I was otherwise gonna go Art Deco is just like a fun title, and High by the Beach is also a fun title, so those are number 2 and 3 for me. But since I just talked about the song Religion for 3 minutes straight, I guess that's going to be my claimed song. Oh, and then I also wanted to mention that I know some of you guys are intrigued about like what songs are my Lana songs of the moment. So right now, actually I wrote them down. Again, these are definitely moment in time songs. These aren't my favorite of all time. I think my favorite of all time is still $1 Million Man. Like, I don't know if that it will ever change. Right now, my 5 like of the moment Lana songs are Yayo, Cola, Ultraviolence, West Coast, and Florida Kilos. Those 5 are where I am at in my life right now. Not where I'm at in my life. Oh my God. If I related to some of those songs, that would be a problem, personally, I believe. But those 5 songs are my favorite right now. I'll just keep it simple and say that. I also wanted to say real quick that I've been playing some Lana for my grandma, and Lana is green checkmark approved by my grandma, in case you were wondering. Anyways, if you would like to watch my full reaction, that is available below on my Patreon. But if you would rather watch the edited version here on YouTube, that's totally cool. And let's get into it, starting with track 1, Honeymoon. Title track, first track. This has got to be a big one. Oh, I'm so excited to be able to add a whole new album to my playlist. Eerie. When I think Honeymoon, I don't think this. It's like unsettling.
We both know that it's not fashionable to love me. We could cruise to the blues.
These vocals. This production is so interesting. Why is it haunting? You know, when you think honeymoon, you're supposed to think like, oh, fun little, don't mean to make a Lana reference, but fun little paradise moment in time with you and your lover. So why does it feel like we're in the movie Jaws? Why does it feel like we're honeymooning on the boat and it's about to be tipped over by a great white? That's the vibe I'm getting. And that like anxiety-inducing tapping on the strings. The harmonies. Are you're kidding? Strings, piano, and harmonies? The Goosebumps have made their first appearance. So So I doubt this is what she's talking about but when she says dark blue, I'm thinking of the ocean and the depths of it, because I've already been put into the movie Jaws in some romanticized, messed up relationship type of way. Let me go back up and check out what these lyrics are talking about. We both know that it's not fashionable to love me, but you don't go. We could cruise to the blue. Oh, maybe this is another reason why Jaws is in my mind. We could literally, she says we could cruise to the blues. So we're literally in the ocean. Wilshire Boulevard if we choose. I don't know where that is. I'm going to look it up really quick. Okay. So it's just a spot in LA extending from Ocean Avenue. Lots of ocean, I guess, references, however big or small. I went in thinking, honeymoon is the trip you take after you get married, but there's also the honeymoon stage, which is a common use of the word, where it's the beginning of a relationship and you have rose-tinted glasses on with each other.
We both know
Jaws is back.
that surrounds you. I'm not scared.
I am a little.
Mr. Born to lose. There are violets in your eyes. There are guns that blaze around you. There are roses in between my thighs. Fire that surrounds you. Everything you do is elusive too. Even your honeydew.
I feel like that's like the most poetic she's ever gone in a song. This bridge right here. First of all, back it up to up here. We both know history of violence that surrounds you. But I'm not scared. There's nothing to lose now that I've found you. That's interesting. First of all, obviously, we must be referring to a man that was sung about in ultraviolence. But also, there's nothing to lose now that I found you is kind of backhanded, isn't it? Because if you find someone and you want them and you love them, I would think that you would feel like you constantly have something to lose, which is them. I can't tell if it's like a backhanded thing where she doesn't really care that much if he were to leave, or that she's so confident that he won't, that she doesn't have to fear anything with him. But then this is also sad. Mr. Born to Lose, after saying we both know that it's not fashionable to love me, is she saying like it's not cool to be seen with me? It's not a good look to have me on your arm? That's basically what she's saying. But then she also says Mr. Born to Lose, like, oh, you're stuck with me, you were never born to win, as if being with her is him losing at the game of love. Like, that's really sad. This bridge is beautiful and very poetic. There are violets in your eyes, which a violet is obviously a deep purple, but very close to dark blue as well. There are guns that blaze around you. Makes me think of Guns N' Roses, and roses get mentioned here. So we have guns followed by a roses lyric. There are roses in between my thighs and fire that surrounds you. Saying something like this, like, it could mean a lot of things, and this could be an innuendo of sorts, but also roses between my thighs paints her as something delicate, whereas him being surrounded by fire, it seems like he could easily destroy her. Everything you do is elusive, to even your honeydew. This is a lyric I don't get. Everything you do is elusive obviously means he's a very mysterious guy. He keeps to himself. He keeps his intentions to himself. Is honeydew slang for something? Let me see. Well, I sure hope she's not talking about raw sewage, according to Urban Dictionary. But then right under that, there's apparently also something called honeydew syndrome, the urge one member of a relationship feels to fulfill any requests or tasks given by another member. So she might be calling herself his honeydew. She might be referring to herself there, saying that she would do anything for this man, but he's not really clear about what he even wants, if that's what she means. I love when artists do this. I don't know what it is, but I love it.
Dreaming away your life. Dreaming away your life.
Wow, taking it lyric by lyric helps with this one, but now I'm trying to think, what is the overall message that she's trying to convey with this song? Calling a song Honeymoon and pairing it with that type of instrumental is very contradicting from what I was expecting. Also, As far as this first track goes, if it's giving me any insight into what the rest of the album is going to be like, I will be loving it, as you guys thought I might. She seems insecure about herself. As we get deeper into the song, it seems possible to me that those insecurities are being either intentionally or unintentionally formed by this person she's singing about, who is so inside of their own head to the point of maybe selfishness. And she is offering herself up and the relationship up to shape it into whatever he might need to join her in a honeymoon. And then at the end, dreaming away your life. That's another thing where I get this sense of him being stuck inside his mind, not being able to live in the moment with her and enjoy the moment with her. Everything is never enough for him. You know, with the lyric referring to the violence that surrounds him, if he is Mr. Ultraviolence, that song also has themes about him making her feel like her love for him would never be enough. And so that would make sense. Be followed up with a line like dreaming away your life, where this man just, nothing will ever be enough for him. This song is packed with a lot of stuff. I would love to hear your interpretations of it, but sonically it was beautiful. Unsettling, but beautiful. That's a lot of the time what Lana goes for, and those are a lot of the time my favorite sounds. So this one was right up my alley. Next up, we have Music to Watch Boys To, which sounds so fun. I'm really excited about this one. When I think of music to watch boys to, I think about Lana music, actually. To watch boys to, though, to watch boys. I mean, you could think of that as like a lighthearted, fun little thing. Like you're out and you see cute guys and you're like, hee hee, fun times, you know? But it could also be creepy to watch boys to. I hope we're not stalking anyone in this song with some AirPods in.
I like you a lot. Putting on music while I'm watching the boys. So I do what you want. Singing soft guns just to soak up the noise. With ribbons on us. Playing the guitars while they run on my toys.
Ah, this is the side of Lana we're getting for this one. She's off to break some hearts. Ooh. Another one? I like that. What was that? What was that? Was that a song we know? That reminded me of something, like, so distinctly, but I can't think of what song it was. That da-na-na-na-na-na. Did she straight up sample something there and I'm just not thinking of it? Or is it just reminding me of some other sound for some reason?
I know what only the girls know. Hoes with lies akin to me. I see you're going, so I play my music, watch you leave. I like you a lot. Music while I'm watching the boys. Lies can buy eternity. I see you leaving, so I push record and watch you leave.
Wow. This is not the song I was expecting based off the title. She is not holding back in this one. So I thought we were going to put on some music to like giggle watching boys. No, she's putting on music as she watches them leave and she could care less. That's the vibe I'm getting. I know what only the girls know. Hoes with lies akin to me. What are the lies? And then she mentions the lies again. I know what only the girls know. Lies can buy eternity. So what is she... See, the line, play 'em like guitars, only one of my toys, referring to these boys. I'm getting kind of Lolita vibes. I would assume the lie is like just keeping up false intentions with them, or, you know, pretending to be someone she's not, or, you know, promising them the world but not really caring, which is all very devious, actually. This is a very sinister song at its heart, but she's got the pretty vocals that make it fun.
I like you a lot.
Music while I'm watching the boys. I love that melody.
I do what you want. With ribbons on us.
You know what? The other thing that gave me Lolita vibes is the ribbons and knots. You know, I feel like ribbons are a very girlish thing, and Lolita's like a younger, I think she's actually a teenager.
'Cause I like you a lot.
Because I like you a lot. Is that the line that's a lie? Because I like you a lot? Like she actually doesn't care, but she's telling them I like you a lot.
I live to love you and I love to love you and I live to love you.
Boy.
Nothing gold can stay. Like love or lemonade.
Love is a game to her. So far, that's the vibe I'm getting from just these first two tracks. I mean, is it wrong to love a song like that? Because I love that. I love that song. This is going to be a fun sing-along song, but it's also very sad, and I hope to never get to a place like this in my mind where you're looking at love as a game and as something that can never stay, like gold. You know, there was a line, and that's how I felt. I think I even said it out loud when we were listening to Honeymoon, where the way she was talking about how to be dating her was unfashionable, and it's like, when you start thinking about love and relationships and what's unfashionable versus not, I think that's also kind of like a little bit thinking of it like a game. Like, how can you win? How can you look like you took the prize? And that's, I think a problematic way to look at love. And she really leans into it a lot more in this song, although she's singing it sounds as a single woman in this one opposed to our first opening track. It's fun too because like as a singer herself, saying putting on my music while I'm watching the boys could mean like have a double meaning because she literally has her own music. That could either mean, to someone like me who doesn't make music, it's just like putting on my music that I like to listen to and, watching everyone walk out and not care. Or, in her case, it could be like putting on my music as in all of these men and this game of love to her is just helping inspire new music to write and create. I loved this section, this part. I love when she gets into like her talky voice in her songs. She has like such a mesmerizing talking voice that she can make sound very, I don't even know, melodic. Okay, next up is Terrence Loves You. Who do we think Terrence is? That could be like a fun name for a dog. 3 very different starts of the songs for these first 3 tracks. Strings are back. Who was this man? And what do you mean I don't matter to anyone? He was a Hollywood legend? And their love was hidden? What? But also, what do you mean I don't matter to anyone? You're Lana Del Rey. You matter to me. She's saying, our love will never grow cold, but I lost myself when I lost you. So like she can still feel his love carry on with her, despite the fact that this relationship has ended. But I love this line, but I still got jazz when I've got those blues. That's what I love about Lana. She's literally she's got tough, thick skin. I've still got jazz when I've got those blues, Not a lot of people can say that. A lot of the time when we fall into the blues, we are stuck in the blues, and it's hard to see past them. But I still got jazz when I've got those blues. Isn't it strange that you're not here with me? Putting all the lights on and the television. Can you hear me? That second half of the song really picked up for me. This gave me goosebumps. This whole, first of all, this section of her, this is cool because clearly whoever she's singing about, she's making references to Hollywood. I think maybe he could be a singer because she's saying she still gets trashed when she hears his tunes. And then she's talking about putting on the television. And I feel like just him being a figure in Hollywood and maybe being a performer on TV. I think it's cool to then have that parallel where she's trying to contact him through the TV because it feels like maybe that's the only place that she sees him anymore. But also sonically, this part where she's trying to contact him through the TV gave me intense goosebumps. I want to hear it again. Like the break off from Hear Me to the first ground control. I was not expecting it to go there, and it did, and I'm so happy it did. So I am so confused. What do we think? I mean, you guys might know by now. Maybe it's like a fandom knowledge that you guys need to teach me about, but why the title? Why Terrence Loves You? Let's go on to track 4, God Knows I Tried. Are those crickets? No, they sounded kind of like them at first. Ah, I love a deep guitar. Ooh, the little whip at the end, the lick.
Sometimes I wake up in the morning to red, blue, and yellow skies. Put on that Hotel California, dance around like I'm inside.
I can feel that.
God knows I live, God knows I die, God knows I beg.
Oh, we've got this return of soul in this one.
God knows I love, God knows I love, and God knows I try, God knows I try.
Wow. Well, this feels like a song I could cry to. Wow. I don't know if it's just the lyrics or I think it's the lyrics paired with the delivery. Like you can feel that she really means these lyrics and the production is perfect. It's perfect. Like, because I think a message is being put across here and her soul is being laid bare here. And I'm happy that we have a more simplistic production on this one. And by simplistic, I don't mean, lacking at all. It's beautiful still. It's interesting that she starts off the song with, a beautiful morning and being alone and dancing to Hotel California and just being by herself and enjoying time without being seen. And then go straight into the darkness of what she's been through, despite the fact that the picture she painted at the beginning is beautiful and happy. So I'm interested to see where the song keeps going.
On Monday they destroy me, but by Friday I'm revived. I've got nothing much to live for. Ever since I found my fame, God knows I live, God knows I die.
The strings in the back.
God knows I try.
I love that she brings it back down here at the end.
God knows I try.
I'm not ready for the bridge. I'm not ready. She said, this song is sad. I've got nothing much to live for ever since I found my fame, which doesn't surprise me because the way that she sang about fame and her chase for it at the beginning of her discography, it's like she had this roughness in her past. She wasn't happy where she was in life. And I think it felt like in her mind, getting to LA and making it in LA would fix everything for her. When I get that, when I reach that, my life will make sense and I will feel fulfilled. Clearly, that's not the case. Fame didn't fix whatever emptiness she had inside of her. And I think that's a common theme amongst music from, successful people who admit to wanting that fame and then admit later on that, fame isn't everything, which, normal people often roll their eyes at, but I do understand. And I've never heard that sort of revelation laid bare so candidly, soulfully, and genuinely than in this song. I don't know if it's the way she's singing it or if it's the production, but this song feels like something special. And it also kind of confirms to me again how much she did or does, I'm not sure, looks at love and life as a game to be won. Saying, God knows I lost. You didn't lose. You can't lose. This is life. It's impossible to lose. Life isn't a game. But, I think, to her, when she was younger, she looked at LA as something to be won and fame to be something to be won.
So let there be light.
Feels here she's speaking directly to God. I mean, that explains why this feels so deeply personal, because I believe, I'm taking it as her then coming to the bridge and saying, light up my life, let there be light. I think this song is like her making her, it feels like this whole song actually might be, in a way, her speaking to God. Let there be light. Show me that there's still light left in the world. This feels like something written by a woman in a very dark place, turning to God to see lightness again. The verses, though, then, because I think the bridge and the choruses are fairly straightforward to me, but then pairing them with these verses where she's waking up in the morning to a beautiful sky, you could connect that to her just enjoying the simple pleasures in life, being alone and being content with yourself, admiring nature, admiring music. It could be her just trying to feel something. If we go on with the thought that this is written from a dark place, these verses could be her trying to get herself out of it, her trying to enjoy the sunrise, trying to appreciate it because she can see that it's beautiful, trying to dance around and physically push her body into feeling something happy instead of sitting in that darkness. And I can definitely feel that, because I feel like I definitely have danced by myself in my kitchen moments. The time that I was doing that the most was the time when I was at my darkest, I guess, because I was just like, I had to try to feel. So maybe these verses aren't so much happy, but trying to be. That wasn't enough. She couldn't do it on her own, and in the end, she does reach out to God and ask for light. Next up is track 5, High by the Beach. Oh, that felt like an inhale. Like, but it's just like the vocal effect.
Loving you is hard, being here is harder. You take the wheel, I don't wanna do this anymore. I can't survive if this is all that's real. All I wanna do is get high by the beach, get high by the beach, get high, get by, baby, baby, bye bye. The truth is I never bought into your bullshit when you would pay tribute to me, cause I knew that all I wanted to do was get high by the beach, get high, baby, baby, bye bye.
No one who listened to this on a first listen, you did not think it was gonna go where it went. Boy, look at you looking at me. I know how you feel. Loving you is hard. Being here is harder. I got scared for a second. I think I'm still a little bit scared because being here is harder could either be like being here at this point in our relationship, being here with you and stuck in this relationship is hard, or being on Earth. If we're going to continue down the path of darkness she seems to be on. And this album, I don't know. I was going to say this album almost feels darker than Ultraviolence. I think on a more personal level it does, actually. Not to say that Ultraviolence wasn't personal, but Ultraviolence was like the darkness of a relationship, I think, to me. And this album so far is like the darkness within her own soul and the darkness of the world in general, which is very intense. An interesting theme for an album called Honeymoon. Loving you is hard, being here is harder. I think by being here, she means like the world. You take the wheel. She doesn't want to make decisions. I feel this. She doesn't want to be responsible anymore. She doesn't want to make decisions. She doesn't want to do anything. She just wants someone else to take over, Tell her what to do, where to go, what to feel, because it's easier than having to make that choice on your own when you're not doing so hot. I can't survive if this is all that's real. That is so sad. Like coming to terms with, is this really it? Do you know what I mean? Like this, what's real and what isn't. You have to, that's also kind of somewhat subjective, I think. This whole idea of what's real and what isn't, I think that decision is made by each individual brain. You know, you get to decide what you find to be real. If it's real to you, it's real. If it's not real to you, you know, I feel like real has a big touch of faith with it. I can't survive if this is all that's real. It seems like she's sunken into a place where she's not, everything feels fake, you know, and she thought that life would be something more than it really is. And she's starting to lose hope that maybe that was just all an idealization in her head, which is a scary place to be. But then we jump into all I want to do is get high by the beach and get by the beach. Yeah. When you slip into a let me just try to get by phase in your head, that's also, this is, I mean, why? This is so sad, but like, again, the production makes me want to dance. I love when she uses this vocal effect where she's a little muffled. What'd he do? I already know. My sister's gonna love this song. Grace, this one's for you. It's a good feeling. Also, the way she's saying that makes me feel like he held his money over her. This beeping in the back, I love too. Talk to me. Peace. She said peace by vengeance. Girly, I don't know if that's a thing. It is now. Love. I don't love that she is looking at drugs as a way to get by. That's a scary route. But you know, the song I can't help but love. I love that you could be a bad motherfucker, but that don't make you a man. There are a lot of people that think those two go hand in hand. Now you're just another one of my problems because you got out of hand. I feel like there's a specific situation she's referencing there that we'll never know. The truth is I never bought into your bullshit when you would pay tribute to me, because I know that all I want to do is get high by the beach. So this is another thing where she does this a lot, or conveys this type of dynamic a lot in her music, where the person that she's with thinks that they're the ones in control. And a lot of the time, when a person thinks that they're in control and they have the upper hand, they are just spewing bullshit. And it's like they think that you're falling for it, but then you're standing there and you're listening to this and you're like, what are you even saying? But you nod and you let them think that they know what they're talking about. I wonder if she was like getting drugs from this guy. Like she was kind of using him to get the drugs and just go get high by the beach. That's a dark place to be. And he thought that he had the upper hand and was like controlling her almost, I guess. But really, she was never really in the relationship. I don't think she was never fully there with them because she was so lost in her own self-destruction, I think, at that point, where nothing mattered to her, nothing made sense, and all she cared about was getting by the beach. That sucks on both ends. But clearly he did something. She was like, look, I don't even actually need you. I think she was playing like the damsel in distress game with him. Like she was like letting him take care of her, feel like he was the one in control, feel like even like maybe a sugar daddy element. But clearly he did something where she was like, all right, never mind. Actually, the truth is I never bought into your bullshit and I don't need you. I'll go buy my own drugs. I'll get high by myself. And then this talking at the end, anyone can start again, not through love, but through revenge. Through fire, we're born again. Peace by vengeance brings the end. I don't know what she wants the end to be. That's the thing right now. This is still, I feel like, written in a place where she is trying to get by, as she says. So peace by vengeance, crazy thing to say, brings the end. What does she want the end to be? What is the outcome she's looking for? I'm not sure yet, and I'm not sure if that's something she's going to explore yet going forward in the album. I hope she does. Next up is track 6, Freak. I don't want to hear any self-sabotage in this one, Lana.
Flames so hot that they turn blue.
You know what that production reminds me of? It reminds me of the beginning of, is it Radioactive?
Palms reflecting in your eyes like an endless summer. That's the way I feel for you.
That's interesting. This is a callback, I think, to another song we heard already. She goes, palms reflecting in your eyes like an endless summer. I think, oh gosh, I can't remember which song it was in now, but she said in one of the songs that love doesn't last just like seasons or like summer, like the sun in the sky. She was referring to love as fleeting and using the simile of love being like the sun or like the summer, you know, it doesn't last forever. But then she says here, palms reflecting in your eyes like an endless summer. So she has hope that this man might be it, I think.
If time stood still, I'd take this moment, make it last forever.
I love that little melody. Ooh.
Your halo's full of fire.
A lot of fire references in this album too.
I'm rising up. Baby, if you wanna leave, come to California, be a freak like me too. Screw your anonymity. We could slow dance to rock music, kiss while we do it, talk till we both turn blue. Come to California, be a freak like me too.
I love it. I love this song. I love this album. This album is whiplash, though. She has talked so much in this first half of the album so far about being in such a dark place. And then she's like, but anyways, come to California and you can be like me.
Leather black and eyes of blue. Looking back, my past, it all seems stranger than a stranger. Baby, if you wanna leave, come to California, be a freak like me too. We could slow dance to rock music, kiss while we do it, talk till we both turn blue. Be a freak like me too.
I love Lana Del Rey. This is the line that scares me. Looking back at my past, it all seems stranger than a stranger. That could be a bit of like derealization, to be honest. In another song, her questioning like, is this it? This is all that's real? Like, I can't survive if this is all that's real. And I think maybe she has something going on where things don't feel real. Like something really scary might be happening. She doesn't recognize her past self. That's like it's a common thing to think and sing. Like you look back at yourself and you're like, oh my God, that doesn't even feel like me. Look at that. And I get that that's common, but paired with other things she's singing about, it feels kind of more serious when she says something like that. I like that she's just saying, screw your anonymity, loving me is all you need. This person cares about like being anonymous, like they don't want to be in the spotlight. She's like, nah, trust me, you do. It's fun over here. But it's like, it's interesting that she's trying to say that because like you're saying through all this other music that it's not all it seems to be. And so her trying to convince someone else like it's fun, I feel like she knows what she's doing. She's trying to pull a little trickaroo. I don't think it's meant to be in like a bad way or anything. I think this is just a pretty lighthearted song at its core.
You're cold as ice, baby, but when you're nice, baby, so amazing in every way.
Shades of Cool. Are we singing about Shades of Cool?
It's like I told
Has she ever broken up with anyone? Because she paints the picture of her being the ride or die, the epitome of ride or die.
Like I do. We could slow dance to rock music, kiss while we do.
This makes me want to dance with someone. That's a little circusy. That's a perfect way to end the song. And the echo. Oh, I wasn't ready for Art Deco. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, someone told me, I think people were saying that, oh my god, I have to go back. Apparently there is that reminded me, oh my gosh, good thing I thought of it. I guess there's a transition between two songs on this album that flow really seamlessly, and people were like, you have to hear that transition. Oh my god. Was that the transition? Freak has a really nice transition into Art Deco. Yeah, apparently it does, because I didn't even realize the transition was happening until all of a sudden it was Art Deco was on. Okay, let me hear it again. That's so funny. Then it's just like screaming. Yeah, the echo of the faded scream of Freak is in the beginning of Art Deco. That's really cool. Okay, I'm happy I saw that. But back to Freak, I think overall the song is meant to be a bit lighthearted, but also in God Knows I Tried, she's dancing alone. She's trying to enjoy that, I think. She mentions in one of these songs that she doesn't like being single. She's trying to appreciate life and dance on her own, and God Knows I Tried. But then in Freak, she does it in a fun, lighthearted way, but she's like, come dance with me in this crazy land of California. Because I think at the root of this song, it's actually about loneliness. That's what inspired it, it feels like. But it's just been done in a really fun way. Let's get into Art Deco. It's so weird to hear the echo of Freak in it at the beginning without having it go right from Freak, you know? I like that noise.
You're not mean, you're just born to be seen, born to be one. A little body never know one, that's why it's alright. You want in, but you just can't win. You're so Art Deco, out on the floor, shining like gunmetal, golden unsure. Baby, you're so ghetto, you're looking to score. When they all say hello, you try to ignore them 'cause you want more. Why? You
Oh,
want
who, me?
more. Why? Young thing on the downtown scene, rolling around at night. 'Cause you want more.
I'm really letting this one play out because I'm trying to figure out who she's talking to. And I'm wondering if it's her younger self.
Put your life out on the line. You're crazy all the time.
Yeah. Putting your life out on the line doesn't really match up with a little party never hurt no one. That's a little scary. This one does feel her talking to her younger self. You want in, but you just can't win, looking at everything like it's a game. But Cold and Unsure is interesting because I think of Lana as so confident all the time, at least portraying that she is, and wanting more. I feel like that's another thing she's struggling with, because even from a then and now perspective, I feel like young Lana always wanted more and was on the chase for fame and success, and then she got it. And I think she's grappling with the fact that now that she has, it's like, well, now what? I still want more, and now I don't know what to do to achieve that. So I don't know, I feel like this is two Lanas at parallel moments in time with each other, younger and older. Even though they're at very different points in their lives, they're still striving for more and unsure what's going to get them there. That's how I feel about that one. I don't know, this one was very straightforward. The song itself, like sonically, was really fun. I feel like this is like a close your eyes and just let it happen type of song, which I like. Next up we have an interlude, Burnt Norton. Oh, is it a fairy tale?
Time present
Oh.
and time past
are both perhaps present in time future, and time future contained in time past. If all time is eternally present, all time is unredeemable. What might have been is an abstraction, remaining a perpetual possibility, only in a world of speculation. What might have been and what has been point to one end, which is always present. Footfalls echo in the memory, down the passage which we did not take, towards the door we never opened, into the rose garden.
Oh, T.S. Eliot. Okay, so she's reading a passage. I don't know where this is from, though, if it's from a poem. Here we go. Let's try to tackle this one. Time present and time past are both perhaps present in time future, and time future contained in time past. The present is in the future because when you get to that point in the future, it's going to be present, right? The past can exist in the future, but only in memory. Okay. If time is eternally present, yes, exactly, makes sense. The future can exist in your mind. Well, the past and the future only ever exist in your mind because the present is what is eternal, tangible, and real. As it goes on to explain, all time is unredeemable. What might have been is an abstraction, yes, remaining a perpetual possibility. Yes, because what might have been could also still be. Only in a world of speculation, what might have been and what has been point to one end, okay? Yes, because what you chose to do or not do is what got you to where you are now. Footfalls echo in the memory, down the passage which we did not take, toward the door we never opened, into the rose garden. And the rose garden, I think, is just a metaphor for something beautiful. The footfalls are going to echo in your memory. You're always going to think about the path not chosen and probably romanticize it, is, I think, what's being said there. This is very interesting. What this might be saying to me is that the perfect happily ever after ending doesn't exist, because your mind will also think of the what ifs, which is interesting because earlier on she said, through the fire we're born again, peace by vengeance brings the end. But then in Burnt Norton, she acknowledges the fact that the end is only an abstract concept, often thought up in your mind, because it's the present. It's impossible to be at the end unless you're taking your last breath. And then we're entering religion as the next song. This could be a perfect interlude, and I'm very excited to see what the second half brings and kind of tie it back into this interlude. Okay, but next up is religion, my claimed song.
Everything is fine now.
Is it?
Sleeping dogs lay. No one's out of time. Chips fall where they may.
Big callback to the interlude.
Leave it all behind. Let the ocean wash away. It never was about the money or the drugs. For you there's only love. 'Cause you're my religion. You're how I'm living.
I'm your jazz singer, you're my cult leader.
When all my friends say I should take some space, well I can't envision
I love this.
that for a minute. I need your love. I need
I think this one might be my favorite so far. I don't think that's ever happened where I claimed a song and ended up, it being a favorite. Usually doesn't work out that way. So many callbacks to the first half of the album before the interlude in this first verse. Can we agree that the first half of the album, her mind is all over the place. She's not doing well. She has this boyfriend who thinks he's somewhat of a sugar daddy, who she does drugs with, and he doesn't seem to care about her that much, and she's having existential crises left and right. But then we start religion with everything is fine now. Which I'll take your word for it, Lana. Okay. I love this. No one's out of time. Chips fall wherever they may. Yes, because time is kind of just like a concept. It's not really real, as the interlude pointed out. Let the ocean wash away, which is the honeymoon. To me, I visualize the honeymoon that she was trying to reach with this man as the ocean, and she's now content with that relationship washing away instead of constantly trying to salvage it. But she has the strength to look back on it fondly and actually goes as far as to say he's her religion, which is wild. Let's keep going. Let's please stay this good. This is so good.
Everything is bright now.
She asked for light. She asked for light, and God knows I tried, and now it's bright. So many times. This is so cool. This song is so cool. It's made references to, like, I think maybe almost so many of the songs from the first half.
Even when the storms come, in the eye will stay. No need to survive now. All we do is play. It never was about the money or the drugs. With you there's only love. With you there's only.
That's such a beautiful, simple phrase. With you, there's only love.
When I'm down on my knees, you're how I pray. I need.
Oh, I love that note that she hits. That's beautiful. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. No need to survive now. All we do is play. All I hear is music. She talked about that too. Like, I can't survive if this is all that's real, was a line somewhere. But she's not worried about surviving as long as she has her music. Well, also, it's more than that. I think she's just at a place of contentment. And it's nice because it doesn't seem like she's romanticizing, like everything is good. It's like she acknowledges the storm, and she says, we will do our best to stay in the eye of it. And we don't need to survive. It's not all about just getting by anymore, I think is what that refers to. She has found solace in things that she loves. I actually love an instrumental bridge. Oh, we're still staying stripped back. We're gonna stay stripped back through the end. There it goes. Yeah, like I said, putting your religion into a human person, that's it's breaking down at the end. Maybe she knows it's bound to break down. That's not a great thing to do. But part of me is just happy that she is a little happy. Like, she's delusional a little bit. She's always a little bit delusional, but she was so depressed in the first half of the album that her deciding to put all her faith into this man, I'm like, you know what? Terrible, terrible step. But I'm happy you feel okay, at least for now. I'm very interested in seeing how the rest of the album plays out, and I hope by the end of it, we're not still leaning on this man or anyone. I want her to just be happy in herself. I'm going to feed my dog really quick, and then we're going to get into track 10, which is Salvatore, about Stefan and Damon. What kind of intro was that? I think that was an evil laugh we heard in the back.
All the lights in Miami begin to gleam. Everything looks better from above, my king. Like aquamarine, ocean's blue.
So I'm going to say, I think she might use the ocean as a metaphor to this relationship in this album. It confuses me that I believe in religion. She said the ocean's washing away or something. Something's washing away. I don't know. I thought she was trying to say at the beginning of religion, oh, it's going to be over. Like this relationship is over now. But it's so clearly not. It's back in full effect. Castatore, what in the world is that? Oh, it's a meal. It's an Italian dish. Oh, I hear the Italian influences of the production too now. Oh,
Dying by the
Salvatore.
hand of a foreign man, happily calling out my name in the summer rain. Ciao, amore. Salvatore can wait. Now it's time to sleep. Soft ice cream.
Okay. I didn't roll my R. I love it.
Soft ice cream.
Why did I love it? I can't tell you why I loved this song so much. I'm not Italian. Look, I'm not Italian. So I can't say it feels like she encapsulated Italian energy in this song. But to me, an American who doesn't know much authenticity of Italy, it feels like it's genuine, and she captured the Italian energy very well in this song, and it's very enticing to me. I think she captured like the idea of the Italian dream very well. Italians out there, let me know what you think of this song. Is this a song where you giggle a little and go, haha, very funny? Or is this a song where you're like, oh yeah, she got it right. She got it perfect. It switched up on me in the bridge. It did. It went in a direction I wasn't expecting. Where'd it go? I was so wrong not to doubt your Medell and Tangerine dreams. So I wonder if he was like kind of selling the Italian dream, right? That's all it was a dream. It was a mirage. And I think this song kind of feels like a mirage in some ways. It feels too good to be true. Dying by the hand of a foreign man happily. The vibe I'm getting is that this guy sells her the Italian dream, brings her to Italy. She's infatuated by the man. And then when she gets there, she becomes more infatuated by Italy itself and creating her own Italian dream. And she ditches the guy and goes off and lives in her own fantasy there. The feel of the song is somehow very similar to The Other Woman for me. You know, The Other Woman, do you feel a sense of the same energy whatsoever between Salvatore/Salvatore, she said it both ways, and The Other Woman? I think it's something in the production and something about the mystique in the production. Next up, we have The Blackest Day. Is this finally the real breakup? Is this officially the Mr. Ultraviolence, Mr. Ocean breakup that I've been praying for?
Give me got my blue nail polish on.
Blue.
It's my favorite.
No, why is it your favorite color? And your favorite tone of song. That's a clever lyric. That's a fun lyric coming up. It's my favorite color and my favorite tone of song. But also I feel like she associates ocean blue to this person, which is making me like change your favorite color then, because I now associate blue with this person and I don't like them.
I don't really wanna break up. We got it going on. It's what you gathered from my talk, but you were wrong.
She tried to break up with him and he's not getting it.
I'm going deeper and deeper, deeper, harder and harder, higher, darker and darker. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
A touch of self-awareness. Yes, please. Oh my god. The oh my god makes it feel like she's realizing it in the moment that she's singing it.
Wind in my hair, holding your hand, listen to a song.
Whose hand are we holding?
Don't wanna talk about the things to
Oh,
come.
this is pre-breakup.
'Cause there's nothing for us to talk about, like the future and those things.
Because there is no future.
Now that he's gone, I can't feel nothing ever since my baby went away.
Are we talking about two different men in this song?
You should have known better than to have to let her get you under her spell of the weather. I got you where I want you. You're deader than ever. I'm falling for forever. I'm playing that game, but you got you where I want you. I got you, I got you, I got you where I
That confirms it to me. That this song really is what I think it is. I think she's in this relationship with this new guy, right? And she doesn't care about him because she's still hung up on the guy from before. And she's just playing mind games with this current guy. So is this current guy the guy from the beginning? This beginning is the new guy that she's with. And he thinks she doesn't want to break up, that they have a good thing going on, right? But she's saying, no, you're wrong. Actually, I'm still hung up on a guy from before. My baby. She's still referring to her ex as my baby. And she's just playing mind games with this current guy who thinks she's happy with everything going on between them. That's sad. Sonically, though, this bridge is really fun. It's like a witch's spell. She says it, get you under her spell of the weather, and she kind of rehearses with a bit of a witchy element to it somehow. I don't know. You're deader than ever and falling for forever. What if this is the guy from Freak? She like is playing mind games with people like, come join me over here. Everything's great. The water's fine. And it's just mind games, and she's just playing with them, and she's just looking for people to get her by and spend time with her while she's actually doing worse than she would ever admit. They are playing into these games. The other one was Music to Watch Boys To. This hint of her being hung up on one man truly and then playing the hearts of others. This theme is pronounced more in songs like Music to Watch Boys To, Freak, and The Blackest Day. I feel like these three songs tell a story within each other. If you listen to them in order, I wonder what that story would be. Like right next to each other.
It's not one of those phases I'm going through, or just a song. It's not one of
She's talking to me. Is she actually? She did break up with this new guy, and she's trying to move on from the past guy, and she's on her own. This is music to my ears. This is the song I've been waiting for. I'm on my own again. I'm happy she repeated that, because she could just have a whole song, front to back, singing I'm on my own again, and I would be happy because I want her to be so badly. I want her to be happy with herself. You know, it's this age-old tale. You want to be happy with yourself before you could be happy with someone else. If the next song is all about her like being codependent and going back to the old man, I won't be surprised. But she said I'm on my own again 7 times. 7 times. She said it 7 times. So fingers crossed that 24. The next track is going to be her actually on her own. I would love to see it.
There's only 24 hours in a day, and half as many ways for you to lie to me, my little love. There's only 24 hours in a day, and half of those you lay awake with thoughts of murder and carnage. If you lie down with dogs, then you'll get free. Be careful of the company you keep, and that's not enough to lie like you lie, or love like you love.
Okay. Oh. I love the feel of this song. What kind of influence is this? Is this like old Spanish? I don't know.
And half of those you lay between the sheets with me, my lying love.
Lying love.
For most of them you pay for all the things they paid you for, my love. Be careful of the ones you
Peace by Vengeance. It's like she's daring him. She's daring him. See what happens when you leave me. I love this. To lie like you lie or love like you love. And then she called him my lying love. Oh.
You're hard to reach.
Ooh.
You're cold to touch.
You know, there's an element to this song that makes me terrified of Lana, but also fall in love with her more. This whole song is like a warning sign for this man. Like, I'm onto you. This whole song feels like she's saying to him, I'm onto you. I know what you're doing. And you better be careful, because if you misstep, I have plans for what I will do to you. That it's almost like a threatening undertone to this song. This line, there's only 24 hours in a day, and half of those you lie awake with thoughts of murder and carnage. Obviously, she can't mean literal murder. So is she meaning like murder and carnage in the sense of like, whose life am I going to ruin next by my bad choices? That type of thing. Like, oh, am I going to murder this relationship? Am I going to end this relationship and throw it all away and leave behind all of this carnage? You know, that type of thing, I think. I like that she changes from be careful of the company you keep to be careful who you leave. Because it's almost like, I was wondering when she said, be careful of the company you keep, I was like, is she warning us? You know, don't choose the company that I did? Or is she warning him, you should have been more careful before you chose me if you can't handle me? Because I think she was very clearly referring to herself as be careful who you leave, because if you leave her, you're going to catch a case of the fleas. I am a little bit lost here in the how the song ends though. Give me your heat, give me your diamonds. You hit that street, you're my crooked love. You count to 3 while they're all dying. There's no vulnerability and real emotion in love. It's just about sex and gifts. And he thinks that's all that he will need to give her to keep her satisfied. And then he leaves her. It's really just this line here. You count to 3 while they're all dying. What does that mean to you guys? Because I feel like that could be an important puzzle piece to this song. But the feel of this song was so fun. It reminded me of $1 Million Man in the way that this, again, feels like it feels a little bit like it would be performed in cabaret. It feels a little bit Liza Minnelli to me. Like we need a dusty stage with a single spotlight. And I love a song like that. So I think as I listen to this one more, it's quickly going to rise into the top half of the album for me. But I think I'm going to have to listen to it a bit to let it completely sink into me and completely understand it, or create my own understanding of it. And I love this concept of 24 hours in a day, and this is what you choose to do with them. Next up is track 13, Swan Song, which I don't think it is commonly known that this one is actually about Charlie Swan, a resident in Forks, Washington.
Why work so hard when you could just be free? You got your money now, you got your legacy. Nothing could stop the two of us. Let's just get lost. And I will never say again. And you won't wait another day. Will be our swan song. It will be our swan song.
Okay, so we are back to wanting to run away with a man, which is, you know, there's nothing wrong with that if the man's a good guy, but I just don't know. I'm looking up if a swan song is like a thing or if she's making it a thing. Oh, it is a thing. Swan song is a metaphorical phrase for a final gesture, effort, or performance given just before death or retirement. Interesting. So she's saying us together, we could have a swan song, we could leave it all behind, right? I really believe that. I think that like if somebody was willing to just be that with her and run away with her, I think there's a big possibility that she would leave her career in music behind if she found the right person. But it doesn't mean that if the person wants to like be with her and continue to support her through her career and she wants to keep her career, that doesn't mean that they're the wrong person either. But I think, and by right, I don't mean like a soulmate. I just mean like a certain type of person could cause her to leave everything behind, I think. Based on the feel of the song, though, I feel like he's the one who's not willing to make that step. And when she first said, why work so hard when you could just be free? I was like, well, some of us, you see, we need money to live. But then she went on to say, you got your money now and you got your legacy. So like this guy, he achieved his goals. So that's why she feels comfortable being like, okay, now we can leave it all behind. Back to this ocean, man.
Nothing could stop the two of us, and I will never say again. Do you like where you've been, where you're going to?
I think this has been my least favorite song on the album. I don't know if it's because I'm real salty about this man that we've been singing about this whole time and now we want to run away with him. It might not even be the same guy. Who knows? I don't know who she's singing about ever. So it's also a bit long in my opinion. I don't know. Like a 5-minute song is long, and a lot of the time she does have long songs. Like a lot of the time she sings a 5-minute song and I don't even notice it, but I did feel it in this one. This is also a song I don't find myself relating to a lot. It's very heavily about like two successful people who have the funds to run away. And the way she questions, do you like where you've been, where you're going to? Didn't she just in the interlude come to terms with the fact that those things don't matter or exist? Well, it's not that they don't matter. They all make up the present. They just aren't tangible, I guess. So like I said, this is a first impression thing. So once I listen to the album more, maybe the song will make more sense to me. Maybe it'll grow on me. But let's listen to the last song and see how Swan Song is as a second to last. Don't let me be misunderstood.
Don't you know no one alive can always be an angel?
True.
When everything goes wrong, you see some bad. But I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood. Sometimes, baby, I'm so carefree, with a joy that's hard to hide.
And I love that about you.
And then sometimes again it seems that all I have is worry.
Because you're a human being.
And then you're bound to see my other side.
Yes.
But that's one thing I never mean to do, 'cause I love you. Oh, baby, I'm just human. Don't you know I have faults like anyone? Sometimes I find myself alone, regretting some little foolish thing. Is some simple thing that I've
Yes.
done.
Everyone can relate to that. Everyone can relate to that. Everyone can relate to this song. Sometimes you snap on the people you love. And I think at the heart of it, you snap on them because you trust them to understand where you're really coming from. Emotions run freer, I think, and are more unrestrained around the people you trust. So you're not really putting a filter on yourself, but sometimes that can hurt the other person if you aren't still careful. Her just saying, I'm still human. Sometimes I find myself alone regretting some little foolish thing, some simple thing that I've done. And I love that she clarifies simple, because it's always the little things too that keep us awake at night, isn't it? The things that at the end of the day aren't that big of a deal, probably.
I try so hard, don't let me be misunderstood.
I don't know how I feel about these last two songs. I do like this last song, but fitting it into the rest of the album, I don't know, these last two songs feel disjointed from the rest of the album for me. I think I do like this last one, though. I don't know if it's going to translate into a song that I listen to often, though. But I totally agree with what she's saying in this last song. Like, people are too harsh on each other. And as long as you can take accountability for maybe something you regret, or make it clear what your intentions were, and are honest about that, rather than using intentions as a vocal way of manipulating someone, because it's like sometimes people just do terrible things and be like, well, that's not what I meant. And it's like you get to a point where you're like, okay, you're clearly not learning. You're clearly not thinking before you speak or setting boundaries and intentions for yourself and how you want to speak and interact with others. But I think that she is, like I've said it before, from hearing other music of hers, she seems to be a very self-aware person, even though she can be messy sometimes, and she leads with her heart, which leads to acting on emotions. Sometimes that gets her into trouble, or interacting with people, or giving people chances that don't deserve chances, or whatever it is. I think at the end of the day, though, I do agree with her in this song that I think she is well-intentioned. I do. And I wouldn't, be listening to her music and investing this much time into her if I thought she was a bad person. Maybe she's somewhat talking to us and, the media and the public in general in this song, but then it could also be interpreted as her talking to someone in a relationship. I'm gonna go ahead and put up my first listen ranking. Remember that this is just based off of a first listen, and oftentimes these songs will move around somewhat, sometimes drastically, sometimes not at all. But, this is where I'm at right now. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions of the entire album are as a whole. How do you feel about the interlude in the middle and the first half versus the second half? What different stories are those halves telling each other, and why do you think she decided to split it up with that interlude? What do you think of Mr. Ultraviolence / Mr. Ocean? Do you think we're meant to believe that they are together or not together at the end of this album? And also, what's just the general theme and story arc of the album? Those are the things I want to ask you guys. And then, of course, if you have any background information or behind the scenes fun things to tell me, I would love to hear it. And I will see you guys next time for what's our next Lana album. Next up is Lust for Life, which I don't hear much talk about, so I don't know what to expect from Lust for Life. But thank you so much for watching my video, and hopefully I will see you guys next time.